Man, and these Cavs, man, they cannot get over the hump of the W76ers, man. This is crazy. Bush back at you again. Cavs was a tough one. 118-114, I believe, for the Philadelphia 76ers. Cavs had an opportunity. They had their chances down late. Had their chances down late. Karis LeVert was doing his thing. He went to the rack, got an and one. Went to the rack, got the and one, and he just didn't knock the free throw down. But Cavs had their chances. Welcome on in. It's your boy G. Bush, Cavs post game. Tough loss against the Philadelphia 76ers. Again, that makes it 3 in a row for the Philadelphia 76ers over the Cleveland Cavaliers. Another big night for Joel Embiid. 35 points, 17 rebounds, man. And he was just dominant. He was dominant in the first, in the second, in the third, in the fourth. He just kept coming, dominating. He's played well all 3 games for the Cavs. All 3 games for the Cavs. And he's just been a low down low. I mean, him hitting that step back. I mean, when you got a guy hitting a step back, elbow jumper and getting fouled. And the thing that really hurts when you play the 76ers is those guys aren't going to miss any free throws. They're not going to miss any free throws. And so you got to hit your free throws. The Cavs went to the line a lot tonight, but they missed it, they missed it when it counted. But I am going to say this. I'm going to say this. And I talked about this a little bit before. The way that the league judges and the way that they call the game for James Harden, the way that they call the game for him, it's starting to be super annoying. I mean, it's past annoying. I could understand if you're going to reward somebody for skill, you're going to reward somebody for being physically stronger, you're going to reward somebody because they just knocking down shots. I can respect that. But the most disrespectful thing about your boy James Harden is the simple fact that they consistently let this man go to the rack, flop his arms up and down, fall down backwards on 3-point shots, and he gets trapped tonight. If you're going to hit us with that, if you're going to give him the 3-pointers and he's flopping and falling backwards every time he shoot a 3, if you're going to go and he's throwing his arms up like this every time he's going to the rack, you can't give him the rest of the stuff. We trap him in the backcourt. Now, I'm thinking they're going to call jump ball. 4th quarter, big-time game. I'm thinking they're going to call a jump ball. This guy gets trapped in the front court, and they call a foul and put this man on the line. I don't know if you guys are intimidated by his beard, whether or not you're thrown off the fact that he got cornrows now, but this stuff that you giving James Harden is all the way outside the pocket. I can respect Embiid because he's big and he's going to cause the contact. But I've never seen in my life, other than Michael Jordan, and I'm old enough to see Michael Jordan. I'm pushing 41. I have never seen any guard. That goes for Kobe Bryant. That goes for Allen Iverson. That goes for anybody that is elusive, that gets to the rack. I have never, ever in my life seen somebody get so many calls off of what that didn't earn him. He doesn't earn these calls, man. I mean, it's just. And I'm not a person that wants to come into the game talk about, we lost because somebody got free throws. Trust me, Cavs had their opportunity to get in this game and could win this game and finish it, and finish this game down the stretch. They didn't do it. And the guy that really killed the Cavs was Maxey. Tyrese Maxey has killed us the last 2 games. I mean, this kid got ice water in his veins. It's not the fact that Harden's killing you. I mean, come playoff time, Embiid's going to get 40. Just chalk that up. He's going to get 40. But the guy that's hurting you, as we go and look at these box scores, and let's get to the statistics here. Let's go ahead and check that out. The guy that's killing you, that's hurting you so bad, is Maxey. He had 25 tonight. Big time three in the fourth quarter. That was a dagger three almost. That was a big time shot. He had a couple of big shots on us today. That really hurt us. Let's take a look at this box score. 118-114. Philadelphia 76ers beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cavs only 9 games ahead of 500. And we'll take a look at the standings. They're only a half game up on the Toronto Raptors. Half game up on the Raptors. Once again, the Cavs, they got down early in this game. They were down, double digits, 17 points. But look what the Cavs were able to do in that third quarter. Take a look at that, 31-13 in the third quarter. They were able to get back up on the Philadelphia 76ers. And the Cavs showed that resiliency that we talked about all year. The Cavs have been resilient all year. They don't give up. However, you look at it and you look what the Philadelphia 76ers were able to do in the fourth quarter. Outscored the Cavs 33-24. That was big time, especially in the fourth quarter, especially coming off a 13 spot in the third quarter. Let's look at the field goal percentage. Philadelphia, 51% from the field. They were scorching tonight. The Cavs did a better job on the three-point line than they've been giving up. 37%. That's still a little high. Cavs only shoot 9 and 27, 33% there. That's not the Cavs' strong suit. So, when you don't do that, the first thing I'm going to look at is if you're not going to outshoot a guy or shoot guys by 3. They outshot us and they hit three more free throws. Excuse me. Yes, 3 more 3-pointers than we did. I'll look at the next 2 spots where you can catch a guy. And I go to the free throw line. Cavs, 27-32, 84%, 85%, 24-28 for the Philadelphia 76ers. Maxey knocked down his 2 shots at the end of the game. I think James Harden knocks his shots down. And when you get Embiid, and those are your 3 guys who have the ball the most, that's going to hurt. And now let's look at points in the paint. Points in the paint. Cavs outscored Embiid and some of the guys in the points in the paint, 56-52. But you look at it, and also the Cavs did a good job. They didn't turn the ball over very often. Not only 9 turnovers, 11 for the Philadelphia 76ers. Assists were about the same. Cavs had 2 more blocks. And when you look at the rebounding, the Cavs 39-39. So everything is very even here. It's not as if the Philadelphia 76ers are light years ahead of the Cavaliers. We got to take in consideration Jared Allen is not here. There's a lot of pieces and parts we haven't got. Karis LeVert did a good job coming off the bench with 11 points. We'll go ahead and check on those stats here in a second. But when you're looking at it, this is where they lost the game. I think there's a couple things. The 3-point shots, they 12-9 hurt them a little bit, and the free throws, 27-32, just a little bit better with the Philadelphia 76ers. Let's take a look at and see what we got in the comment section. My man, let's get these stats down here. Let's get it together. Get it together, G-Bosh. My man Jeremy says, tough one tonight, but we up in here. Yeah, it was tough one tonight. I think they have some stuff that they can work on. They had the game. They had a lead on them in the fourth quarter. You just got to learn how to bring that home, especially when you got guys who are out of the game. But I thought Lauri Markkanen hit a big shot. I thought the defense was solid. It's just a couple errors here or there. I thought the turnover was really big when Darius Garland tried to, on a pick and roll, try to throw a pocket pass to Evan Mobley. Ball hit him off the hands, turnover. They come down and score on that. And when you're dealing with top-notch teams that are looking to compete for championships, you gotta take care of the basketball. Every possession counts. And still, sometimes the Cavs being a young team, they turn the ball over in inopportune times, and they'll come back and kill you. Well, what I tell you about Moses Brown? Old Moses Brown. Old Moses done showed up, didn't he? I thought Moses played pretty good. We'll check out his box score here in a second. I thought he gave us some size. And remember what we talked about, we just want to be able to have some good fouls against Joel Embiid, wear him down a little bit. And if he can finish at the rim and just be active on the boards, we'll take that. Hey, Bebo says, Mobley got to work on his hands, G. Bush. He lost the ball multiple times and had an open offensive rebound and just couldn't catch it. He's great, but the brother got a lot of work to do. I just talked about that. I think you foreshadowed that a little bit. I just talked about that on the pocket pass, running the pick and roll with Garland. Now it's a tough pass, but we expect a lot out of Mobley. We've seen him do some special things. So much given, much is required. I think the ball hit his hands, and that was a costly turnover. Would like to see that to be a little bit better, but I will give him a little bit benefit of the doubt. He's playing against the MVP. I mean, Joel Embiid is the MVP this year. I know that John Moran is up there in terms of his numbers. I know, LeBron is averaging about 30. Jokic is giving you 26 and 13. But the big fella, Joel Embiid, is giving you 30 points and 11 rebounds, and he's shooting a high percentage from the free throw line. He's the MVP this year. Go ahead, give it to him. All the rest of you guys had good years, but I can't take nothing away from the big fella. He's as dominant as a big guy I've seen since a guy like, Tim Duncan's a power forward, but you talk about centers dominating like that. It's been hard pressed to find one who's been doing it as skilled as he is. Julian Anthony says, "What up, G. Bush? Sixers made us pay with all the doubling. Left a lot of good shooters wide open. Probably win the game if Maxey doesn't get open. Look, with that shot clock winding down, Maxey's been a guy killing us. I started off the show with it. Maxey's been touching us every single time. Listen, every time we ready for a haircut, Maxey's right there with his clippers, lining us up. Here we go, fading our sides up, giving us the taper, man. That young kid has transformed them. He's really the linchpin of that team. I ain't worried about Tobias Harris. I'm not worried about some of the other good guys. In the playoffs, if Harden want to give you 25 and 20 assists, okay, cool. Because half them assists are going to go to Embiid. He might get 30. But it's the guys like Maxey that's getting 26, 27, them threes, them backbreakers. Them hurt tough, man. Oh, my goodness, man. George, man. Looks like we're in the play-in. We're going to take a look at these standings coming up here in a second. Toronto is a half game behind us. And, man, these teams are coming down the stretch. They're turning it up. You're starting to see that intensity. They're turning it up. The Cavs still have a chance, but we'll look at the schedule. The schedule is not getting easier. Every time I keep coming on here, I'm thinking, well, maybe we get some easier teams. No. They're not showing up. I've been wishing upon a star. They're not showing up, man. These games, we got Denver coming up. There's another Chicago game. LeBron will come back to Cleveland. He's hungry. He ain't got nothing else to play for but stats. He's going to be sleeping in his own bed, and he's going to try to put up 50 on us. Let's keep looking, man. I just need my beard cleaned up, sir. I get you together, man, Todd. And I'll get you to shave, and we'll get you in and get you out real quick tonight. We're not going to play too much with you tonight, man. This is an in and out. We know what we need to work on. We need to get guys healthy, and we need to beat the teams that we need to work on. Let me get down to this super chat, make sure I get my people in here, man. Hey, William Wise, man, first quarter killing once again. They get more experience. They'll beat the 76ers. It's one of them things. Down 17, you expend too much energy. You want those teams like that. You can't play from behind against guys that got bona fide superstars because they can hit them shots. They playing with house money. If the game is close and you playing against superstars, what to expect in the fourth quarter. One, they're getting all the calls. Two, they're gonna hit some big shots, and so you're gonna have to double somebody. That's why the Cavs have to work on keeping the game close, keeping it manageable so they can strike at the opportune times. And by the way, William, thank you as always for the support. If you guys want to super chat is available. Thank you guys so much on YouTube for showing me so much love. You can also, hit me up on Cash App, $GBush91, $GBush91 on Cash App. My man, Soul Train _ says, is Mobley a bigger Chris Bosh? That's what I thought his game was. I think Mobley's a much better defensive player than Chris Bosh. I think he's a little, and he might be I wouldn't say as physical. I don't want to say he's just as physical as the finished Chris Bosh, the finished project of Chris Bosh. I think Chris Bosh put up a lot of good numbers in Toronto. I think he put up a lot of great numbers in Toronto if you go back and look at those seasons. But at the end, Chris Bosh was a knockdown shooter from three in that corner. Chris Bosh from the elbow, knockdown shooter. Now, I will say this. Chris Bosh don't have the jump hook in the levels that Mobley has. And I think he's a better player. I think he has more upside than Chris Bosh has, right? Now, Chris Bosh is the first ballot Hall of Famer. Let's not take nothing away from him. But I think Evan Mobley, what we would see, Chris Bosh wasn't a defensive player of the year type candidate. I think Mobley can be that with some weight. But thank you, Soul Train, for the super chat, and I appreciate you, my brother. Let's take a look at some of these stats. Let's get into them. Let's start with I'm gonna start with the Cavs first. I was gonna start with I usually start with the opposing team, but let's get into the Cavs first. Man, let's get into these, man. Oh, I already did this one. Get your slides together, G. Bush. Get your slides together. Here we go. Let's get to the Cavs right here. There we go. Here we go. This is you when you look at these numbers, you can always tell where you went wrong a little bit. You got to dig deep into it. Now, I will say something. Let me start down at Brandon Goodwin. I thought Goodwin gave you some good minutes. I thought when Goodwin is aggressive and he shoots, and he's looking to get to the basket, he can be a serviceable backup. He could be a guy that can run your second unit. And some nights, I like Goodwin better than I like Rondo because Goodwin can get to the rack. Rondo and don't got that gear no more. Goodwin is a guy that can get there. He has a different change of pace. He had a great night tonight for what I thought he was doing, especially when you're going to play 14 minutes. 8 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds in 14 minutes. I'll take that. I'll take it. Moses Brown. I will start with the reserves. I like the minutes, big fella. Now you got 8 points. You got 2 rebounds. The big 7-footer. He 11 minutes. I'll take that. We're going to take that because you giving me 8 points in 11 minutes on Joel Embiid. Yeah. You're not a minus either and a plus minus. I like that. I thought those two guys played well. Kevin Love, 10 points tonight, 10 and 7. I thought he hit some big-time threes down the backstretch. Kevin Love, on 17 minutes, Kevin Love is going to give you a double-double almost. That's just what Kevin Love is giving you. Thought Caris LeVert is getting into the swing of things. 15 points, 7 assists, 1 rebound, 25 minutes tonight. I think they got him on a minutes restriction. But those are the type games we need more of Caris LeVert. We need that 15 to 17. He's the difference maker in terms of what we can get and how competitive the Cavs can be in the playoffs. Lamar Stevenson, he's a hit or miss guy. He's either going to give you that grit. He's going to be savvy. He's not going to foul. I thought he had a pretty good game too. 8 points in 19 minutes. Solid defense. You're going to need guys to wave and run at a guy like James Harden, especially when he's running pick and roll 35, 40 times a game. You just need guys that'll be out there and do it. Darius Garland played 38 minutes. 38, if you look at it, the last couple of games between Okoro, Garland, and even Mobley a little bit, big-time minutes. 38 minutes right there. 22 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. That looks good. I thought he played a B game. Wasn't his best game. It wasn't his stellar game, but that kind of production will keep you in most games, and you lost by 4. Kept you in the game. You need something from somebody else. I think Isaac Okoro is playing his best basketball of the season. I'll say it again. Isaac Okoro is playing his best basketball of the season. 17 points for me. I thought he had 20 the last night, 5 rebounds, and he's playing tough physical defense. Getting to the basket, getting to the rim. 40 minutes on the board for him as well. Evan Mobley, I thought the big fella had a B-minus game. I think you can see his offensive production is down a little bit because he's playing against a big grinder like Joel Embiid. 13 points, 3 assists, 9 rebounds. At 4 against a guy with Embiid, you're going to need Evan Mobley to be up around. He need to be around 17. 17 and 11 for the Cavs to come out on top. So you look, these numbers were good. These numbers were good, but when you got two superstars and a guy that's hot like Maxey, you're in trouble. Let's get to some more comments here really quickly before we get to the box score for the Sixers. Let's see. Get this about here. Hope to hear a lot more of G. Bush on the fan after today's big announcement. Hey Ed, I appreciate you, man. Yeah. By the way, man, I want to send a shout out to Adam the Bull. By the way, he just had an announcement today. He was stepping down, and I want to wish him all the best in whatever he wants to do moving forward. His wife has had some health issues. And I will say, Adam the Bull has been kind to me in his career. He's done a lot for me as far as giving me words of wisdom, showing me the ropes, and just giving me advice anytime I asked him to. I started off in this industry running the board. And when I got into the game, I was so hungry to get in the game. They was like, "Can you run a board?" I was like, "Sure." I ain't ran no board like that where I was coming from. And I used to mess up people's intros. I was learning on the job, man. So those guys gave me enough leeway back in the day because I've been in with the fans since day one, 11 years. So it'll be sad to see him go because, I've been a coworker of his for 11 years. But those guys from Ken to Bull, Fox, Lima, Chico, I worked with those guys so long. They gave me an opportunity to mess up and get it right to a point where I kind of, grew into and started doing my host thing. But without that leeway in the beginning, I may never had the shot to get to where I'm at. So it was a sad announcement today. Shout out to Adam the Bull. As always, he's going to be one of my, I call him a friend, a guy who's really done it on a high level. And I wish him all the best of luck. And as always, I thank you for contributing to where my career is and where it continues to go moving forward. Thank you, Ed, for the nice compliment. Let's keep it moving. Let's go to the Cleveland Pulse. What's up, G. Bush? Cleveland Pulse checking in. What's up, man? I love the Pulse. Hey, I love that. Listen, I love that avatar, by the way, down there. That's fire. I love that. Love that avatar down there, man. Michael T says, JB made it sound like the refs got us at the end of the game. Look, there was a couple of them. I thought that Darius Garland shot at the end of the game. He was shooting three. He got fouled, got hit. And I'm like, man, this is crazy, man. That should have been three free throws there. Then they come right back down on the other end of the court, and then they give James Harden, which should have been either a timeout for Doc Rivers and the Sixers, or that's supposed to be a jump ball. But they somehow get together and decide that James Harden got fouled and he gets to shoot free throws. We know how the NBA is. Until you start winning games, I mean, we saw it back when LeBron played. Until you start winning big-time games, the refs is just not going to respect you. They're not going to respect you, and we've seen it quite too many times, man. Let's see. Paul Walker says, I messed with Adam. Didn't know he stepped down. Glad to hear he's a good dude, man. Yeah. No, to be truthful, I've worked at, as far as being in the industry, I've worked at K&R. I started off there as an intern, worked there a year and a half. And then I've been over at the Fan for 11 years. I can honestly say that most people, I got an opportunity to work with Jim Donovan and Doug Deacon as the engineer for the Browns, game day operations. So I've worked with pretty much everybody in town, whether it's behind the scenes or behind the scenes or in front of the scenes. And I can say, takes aside, I think people get a bad rap based on, what your take is. We can all agree to disagree, but some people, get riled up in their own opinion, but off camera and off air, and I can honestly say that I don't have a problem with nobody. I think everybody on both stations are pretty good dudes, man. I talk to Emmett and Gerard all the time. I text them. So, and obviously I've worked on with a lot of people. So, a lot of people get a rap for just, maybe you disagree or you don't agree with something. At the end of the day, it's all sports. And we can say we don't, I ain't never watching the Browns or the Cavs again. We'd be right back there the next day looking around like, wondering what these Browns are going to do in the week. So let's keep it moving. Let's get to the Cavs box score, or we already got to the Cavs. Let's get to the Sixers. This is where I think we could kind of see what we got going on here. Here's where you lose the game. So you look at this. You look at they remind me a lot of the old school Cavs because they're really heavy up front. They're really starter heavy and star heavy in terms of where they get their points from, the heavy lifting. Think about those 14 to 18 teams with the Cavs, with Kevin Love. You get Kevin Love, you get Kyrie Irving, you have LeBron James, and then you can sprinkle in a fourth guy, whether it's going to be J.R. Smith, whether Tristan Thompson's going to give you something that game. You can say it's going to be some of the bench guys, even Kyle Korver at the end. So the Sixers are kind of that same way. They're going to play the ISO. They're going to play pick and pop, and then they're going to try to find shooters around the court. So when you look at it, Joel Embiid, it all starts with the big fella because they got an inside-outside game, 35 points in 34 minutes, 5 assists, 17 rebounds, and that's the MVP. We talked about that a little bit earlier. James Harden, 21, 11, and 2, 21 and 11 from your point guard. I thought Harden played a pretty good game, minus the fact that they let him get free throws, but that's just we already. I digress. Tobias Harris, 19 points, right? So this is where the Sixers used to kind of tap out. You got a guy like Tobias Harris, he gets you 19. He's not a 30 guy. So you can afford that kind of production. But here's the point. Tyrese Maxey. Now, this is where you lose. This kid is just, the last two games, especially against the Cavs, he's really been, doing a number on us. 25 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, but it's the 3-point shooting. It's the knockdown ability at the end of the shot clock. It's shooting a high percentage at the free throw line. That's where you get touched at. It was Maxey. Matisse Thybulle, he's starting to be a goon too. Thybulle, you do a lot of fouling. You do a whole lot of fouling, and his numbers look like it. 5 points, 4 rebounds, 5 points, and 4 boards. He's the guy in there. He's playing the role. Remember that dude Roberson? Remember the Roberson dude? They used to play with Harden and Durant out there at OKC. Come on, you Cephalosha. Matisse Thybulle is like the Thabo Cephalosha of the squad. He's just out there to goon it up, to guard the best team's other player and just act like he didn't foul nobody. Danny Green, he'll hit a couple of occasional threes. I think he's washed at this point. And the George Niang guy, oh, gosh. I'm glad he only hit 1 3 today. But he's another guy you can't get off. These guys are spot shooters. Niang, Danny Green, they're in the corners waiting to rotate and kick in the corners to hit some knockdown threes. That's what they're there for. But it just goes to show you the Cavs is close. Cavs are very close to these guys. The Sixers aren't crazy. I think the Sixers have a good team. It's going to be interesting. And right now, I keep telling them, nobody wants to see the Brooklyn Nets. They like Kevin Durant, the only dude I know that missed whole seasons, come back, get 50. This is crazy. They better not listen. If they tell Kyrie he ain't got to get vaccinated, there's a lot of people in trouble. He just had 60 the other night. And they just went into the Sixers, and right now, I don't even think what's the name is playing. Is somebody tell me, put 1 or 2 in the chat. Is your boy Simmons playing yet? I don't know. What's up with him, man? I don't know, man. They might have to send him to the D League or something to get his confidence up. I don't know I understand about mental health, but at some point in time, bro, what do you think? Like, do you imagine you're garbage? I'm confused, man. Good gracious, man. We need an avatar bad. The recent developments. Hey, look, I thought about that. He was like, look, you better get him. Hey, go to Fiverr. Hey, get them together. Hey, can we edit out this? Yeah, I know we just ordered the avatar, but we've had some moves that happened within the last 24 to 48 that kind of can we get our money back from that? Listen, man, we appreciate you keeping it real in the industry. I try to, man. I'm just trying to out here. I'm just keeping it real, man. I don't want no problems. Hey, I've been light on Twitter though. Man, it's people triggered on Twitter right now. I'm cool. I don't want no problem. I don't want no smoke. Cats is in their feelings right now. People, the feelings is everywhere. Like I'm looking around like, hey man, you cool? Somebody need to do a wellness check on y'all people. People is, hey, they pouring their souls out on Twitter right now. Brown's Twitter, I'm only doing Cavs blogs for now. I'm only going to do Cavs blogs for now. Garrett Bush is no longer in. Oh boy. Oh. If you're not a 100% homer, you get eviscerated. Hey Paul, if you're not drinking all of the Kool-Aid right now, Twitter is not the place to be. Just go back to the old. Hey, we need to go back to instant messenger, maybe email. Your thoughts will be well receptive over regular text messages. But if you're not all the way in, if you're not sold, please do not go on Twitter right now. Just don't do it. Please don't do it. It's bad. Kay Anderson said, "What I missed." He didn't miss anything. The Cavs lost 118 to 114. We just saying, if until things clear up on Twitter, just stay. No trending. Wait till free agency is over. Okay, all right. I saw the Brown show today. You did your thing. I appreciate you, Karen. Karen, one of the biggest. I think one of the biggest supporters. She watches all my stuff. I don't even think it's that good sometimes. My stuff don't even be that good. Thank you, Karen, for taking the time out of your day to watch that. GB, it seems to me that all the teams are playing extra hard, and LeBron likes to show out when he comes to Cleveland. I miss J.A. We need him back. Listen, I mean, he has nothing to play for, and he plays extra hard when he's here. And I think he's going to try to show out and tell people, hey, we really need LeBron in 2 years. Hey, we might really need LeBron in 2 years. Maybe if he take a back seat and he don't really shoot the ball all that often and he's not the focal point, I think he's gonna do extra, and LeBron be doing little trolling stuff too. He gonna just try to be hugging Darius Garland all along, just whispering to him and covering his face so we don't know what he's saying. Like, yeah, man, you one of the best to ever do it. Yeah, man, I'm gonna tell you what, man. Hey, this your team, this your squad. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to support you. You need anything? I got a Nike deal. I got Kyrie a Nike deal too. I can get you a Nike deal too. If you ever want a Nike deal, I can get that. We'll talk. LeBron good at that now too. It's a reverse raise my hand move. He said, I'm gonna raise Darius Garland's hand, but since I'm in the spotlight with Darius Garland, that means in a weird way, my hand get raised too. You see what we did right there? Hey, aim is a funny thing. Aim could be like acknowledge, inform, and move on. Now, aim to me means acknowledge, ignore, and then move on. Oh boy, man. Let's take a look really quickly, man. Let's take a look at these standings, man. I told you I wasn't going to keep y'all long. I don't want to be one of those pastors that tell you we're going to go to the book of Job and we're going to be here for I like going to churches that be there for 1 hour and I know it's an hour and I can just set my sundial to it. I'm ready to go. Miami still at the top of the division, 2.5 games over Milwaukee. Philadelphia is only 3 games out of first place. Chicago Bulls 4 games. This just shows you how packed it is. Even though the Cavs right now are 4-6 in their last 10, just lost today. Look how close they are. They're only 6.5 games out of first place. They're only two games behind Boston for the 5th seed. But look at this, right below them. The surging Brooklyn Nets. They done won 4 in a row. The Toronto Raptors right below the Cavs. They've run 4 in a row. The Charlotte Hornets, they've won 3 in a row. And the Cavs are trying to find their footing right now because right now they're going to need to start stringing some wins together. They're going to need to start stringing some wins together. Once again, you look at it, they're 4-6 in their last 10. they need to keep this 6 seed because I'm going to tell you what, we don't want no parts of Brooklyn. I don't even like the Toronto Raptors playing them because they got a bunch of guys that I don't like playing no-name gangsters. I just feel like somebody will get hot. They'll put us out, and I'm going to be mad. I need to get that 6th spot. And to look for it, let's look at this. Let's keep it moving. We go right to this. And like I said before, you lose tonight, 118-114. But look at the Nuggets. Joker is coming in here, reigning MVP, 26-13. And they just beat the 76ers in Philly the other couple of days ago. They're coming in here 7:30 on Friday. Pistons always play us tough, but the Cavs got to win that game. Pistons always play us tough, but the Cavs have to win that. And then you look at this little trap game over here. Monday, 7 p.m. against the Lakers. That's a trap game. I'm telling you right now. LeBron going to be hot. LeBron might get 6, 7, 10 3-pointers. That's a trap game. And then you got a game that's very pivotal. To me, the season rested within this game right here. If the Cavs, even if they lose to Denver, that's a tough game. But if you can get that Pistons win, you can get the Lakers, come back and get the Raptors, and then do something with the Bulls. That 4-game winning streak is pivotal. You need to do something with that. 31 people here in the chat. Please hit that like. Please hit the like on the way in. Like it wherever you at. Whether it's to go ahead and you like it on Twitter. We streaming live on Twitter. We streaming live on Facebook right now. And we are streaming live on YouTube. 31 people, hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the Barbershop channel. Make sure you continue to get some of this Cavs content out here as we, move towards the playoffs. And make sure you subscribe to the channel and follow me on Twitter at gbush91. 4 games is pivotal right there. I think we got to get that done. That has to be those 4 games have to get that done. And those are the games coming up and the really big time wins that we need to get because we're half game up. Thoughts on Watson? You think we get him? Hey, I do double duty over here. I was just doing some podcasts and some things out earlier. I'll say this, and for all you, I know we Cavs and Browns people here in the chat. I really think that the Browns would have not made anything public if they were not very serious and had a good inkling that they had the best chance to get Deshaun Watson. Here's why. You have to realize what type of quarterback you have in Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield's not a guy who has a temperament where he's going to take lightly that you're going to go and flirt and go see another quarterback and try to figure out whether or not he's going to be the guy. I think once the Cleveland Browns got to the point of saying we are willing to entertain Deshaun Watson, I think you then go back and you say, what does that really tell us about what we have in-house? Because I think that opened the door not only for Deshaun Watson. If you don't get Deshaun Watson, I think you open a door for Carr. I think you open a door for any other group of quarterbacks who you deem necessary. I always tell people like this, and I'm not saying this about women in general. If a woman is going to know she got something if she gonna break up with you, better believe she got a backup plan. If you dealing with a classy woman and you've been dragging her through the mud and you, not literally, but you've been doing things to make her look bad, you ain't been really showing no interest, you ain't been going to the date nights, you ain't really been taking her to outings or nothing, she gonna give you a couple chances, keep giving you them chances. But she'll work with you. But if she's made her mind up that she's gonna go and go back on the market, best believe she knows she's gonna be able to get an upgrade. By the time she say I'm done talking to you, she already got a dude. That dude out here, he make more money than you. He's settled. He got some purpose in his life. He ain't out here playing video games no more. He a dude that wear button-ups in his downtime. You'd be like, dang, you see her on the street. You'd be like, man, hey, how you doing? What are you up? And then here he come. Talk about, hey, I valeted the car. I valeted they're going to be here out here in a second. Hey, Garrett. Hey, how you doing? I love your show. Love your show, buddy. You're awesome. You out here looking bad. Yeah, we listen to your show sometimes on my boat. We just go out to the Hamptons. Sometimes we go down to the Cape. We go down to the Cape and we hang out. Anytime somebody doing that on you, bro, he's stunting on you, he's styling on you, you're like, man, that's a crispy white button up that he got on. It looked like he just do stuff extra. She done already upgraded on you, bro. She done already upgraded. She extra nice. It was nice seeing you, friend. Nice seeing you. You look like you're doing well for yourself. You don't want nobody to say look like you're doing well for yourself and they mess around and happy moving around. So I'm sorry, I'm long-winded here, but you get the point. When the Browns started moving around, talking about, well, you gonna get on a jet and fly to Texas and talk to another quarterback about the guys that I throw footballs to, we got a problem. I can't do that. I got to go somewhere else now. I got options too. I'm going to Indianapolis. And that's what he was saying when he put that. And I don't knock Baker for that. He had to do that. His wife was like, you better have a return. You better say something. Right now, she's holding him down. She's still telling, you still Baker. You still stop it. You get your stuff together. You still Baker. And he put his, I'm going to thank y'all. He need that. I can't knock him on it. But by the time, they had already decided to go to Texas, I think they already had the writing was on the wall for Baker. So we'll see how it plays out. It's now here's the T. What happens if they don't get Deshaun Watson? Ain't that something? If you don't get Deshaun Watson and you don't let Baker put out this message, woo, it's going. You told the girl, let me tell you something. Let me tell you about the Browns. They went down there to see Deshaun Watson. Girl, they didn't even get Deshaun Watson. Baker, you heard what Baker said? Let me tell you. As always, man, I appreciate y'all. Keep it locked. G. Bush is all over. I might have to just show up. I might just have to show up when the breaking news comes. Always remember, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. We up out of here.